Therwan Sarnai. The question is, what is Sothapanna? Or who is a Sothapanna person? Sothapanna. Sotha is a word for Aryashtangika Marga, or in other words, the eightfold path. That is what Sotha means. Tathagatayan Vahanse once asked Sariputta, they say Sotha, Sotha. What does Sotha mean? Then Sariputta answers, Sotha is another word for Aryashtangika Marga. Then Tathagatayan Vahanse says, great. And then he asks again, Sothapanna, Sothapanna. They say Sothapanna, Sothapanna. What does Sothapanna means? Sotha is the Aryashtangika Marga. Apanna is Pilipan, or coming into it. So when one comes to the eightfold path, or when one enters the eightfold path, that person becomes a Sothapanna. So that is another name for the first stream enterer, or becoming noble. When one becomes a Sothapanna, he understands Dhamma. He comes to Sammaditthi. He becomes Sammaditthi. And then from there, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva, Samma Vayama, Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi. He walks the path of the eightfold path, which is the Aryashtangika Marga, which is the path to Nibbhana. So until one enters into this path, he is not walking the path. He doesn't know the path. He doesn't understand the path. So that is why it's important to become a Sothapanna. It's important to get to Sammaditthi. So how do you get to Sammaditthi? What do you need to get into this path, or to enter the first stream? You need to listen to Dhamma. There are 4 factors that you need to fulfill in order to become a Sothapanna. At the stage of becoming a Sothapanna, you need to have these covered. So they are called the Satara Sothapatti Anga. So you have to fulfill all these at the time of becoming a Sothapanna. The first one is Saddharma Shravane. You need to listen to Dhamma. You can't just become a Sothapanna without listening to Dhamma. You become Sothapanna at the time of listening to Dhamma. In order for you to listen to Dhamma, there should be a Satpurusha Sansevane, or Kalyana Mitra Sevane. It's the same thing, Kalyana Mitra or Satpurusha Sansevane. You need to associate with a Satpurusha. Satpurusha, who is a Satpurusha? A Satpurusha is a person who has the knowledge, who has acquired the knowledge, and who has become a Sothapanna or above, who has walked the path. So who understands, who has comprehended Dhamma properly. So who has Sammaditthi is a Satpurusha. So by associating with a Satpurusha, you listen to the Dhamma, and then you understand from the Satpurusha. So the first 2 factors are Saddharma Shravane, Satpurusha Sansevane, and secondly Saddharma Shravane. And thirdly Yoniso Manasikara and Dharmanudharma Pratipadava. So those are the 4. Yoniso Manasikara is you need to put that into you and apply the theories, apply the concepts that you are listening to your life, at the time of listening to Dhamma, and then comprehend the Dhamma. Dhamma Dhamma Pratipadaava. Dhamma Dhamma Pratipadaava. You need to be walking the path according to the Dhamma and Dhamma. Here there is something else that you need to understand. The Pancha Nivarana. There are 5 factors that will cover the Nibbhana. Nibbhana Avarana. Those are covering the Nibbhana. That's why they are called Nivarana. So you need to make sure that the Pancha Nivarana is inactive at the time. They will become inactive when you listen to the Dhamma, when you're focused on the Dhamma. They become inactive at the time when you become Sothapanna. The 5 are Kama, Chanda, Vyapada, Thina Middha, Uddhacca, Kukkucca, Vicikicca. So Kama, Chanda is getting blinded by the 5 Kama, which is Rupa Kama, Shabda Kama, Gandha Kama, Rasa Kama, and Pottabha Kama. So that is Kama, Chanda. Vyapada is the hatred. Thina Middha is becoming lazy. Uddhacca Kukkucca is having a lot of ego, or thinking that you are not in a position to understand. You put yourself too low and think that, oh, I won't be able to understand. This is too hard for me. Or you think, I know everything. That is the ego. And what does he know? What is he going to teach me? So those 2 mentalities are Uddha Accha, Kukku Accha, Kukkucca. Vicikicca is the doubts that you have regarding Dhamma. Or if you are trying to prove, if you are in a doubtful mind, you're not sure, then it's not about trying to find out the reality. You need to look at this. You need to listen to the Dhamma in an open mind rather than being biased. If you go to, stay in one corner with one perspective and try to prove that perspective, then you will doubt what the Satpurusha is telling you. But if you have an open mind and if you try to understand with an open mind, then you will put that into you and you will look at it from an open mind, then you can understand. So these are the 5 Nibbhana which should be inactive at the time of becoming a Sothapanna. So when you have this Satara Sotapatti Anga, or the 4 factors that you need in order to become a Sothapanna, and when you're listening to Dhamma, there is a good chance of comprehending Dhamma if you have fulfilled the paramita, right? So then comes the next question: what would a Sothapanna understand? What is the understanding he gets when he becomes a Sothapanna? So this can be explained in different ways, but at the end of the day, it's just one thing. When you understand that one thing, you understand the whole concept of Buddhism, or you understand the core of Buddhism. So one can say, if one comprehends anicca, dukkha, anatta, then that person is a Sothapanna. Another person can say, oh, when one comprehends Chaturarya Satya, or the 4 Noble Truths, that person becomes a Sothapanna. Another person can say, when one comprehends Paticca Samuppada, that person becomes a Sothapanna. Another person might say, oh, when one comprehends the Hetupallavada, or the cause and effect theory, then that person becomes Sothapanna. Another person might say, when one understands Asada, Adinava, Nissarana, that person becomes Sothapanna. Or when one can say, when one comes to Samma Ditti, he becomes Sothapanna. These are all connected and these are the same. When one understands Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, he will understand the Four Noble Truths, the Chaturarya Satya. When one understands Chaturarya Satya, that means Dukkhe Jnanam, Dukkha Samudaya Jnanam, Dukkha Nirodha Jnanam, Dukkha Nirodha Gaminiya Patipadaya Jnanam. When one understands that is the same thing as becoming Samma Ditti. That is what Samma Ditti is. That is what Vidya is. So if someone understands the Dukkhe Jnana, Dukkha Samudaya Jnana, Dukkha Nirodha Jnana, Dukkha Nirodha Gaminiya Patipadaya Jnana, that person becomes Vidya. That is what Vidya is. So when one understands Avidya, he understands the Paticca Samuppada and Asada, Adinava, Nissarana. When one understands Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, that person understands Adinava. Adinava is Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. So when one understands Adinava, that person understands Asada. Then that person understands Nissarana. When one understands Anicca, that person has understood Dukkha. So these are all connected, and that is what you need to know. So this is what becoming a Sothapanna is. This is how you become a Sothapanna. In order to become a Sothapanna, what one needs to know is that person has to listen to Dhamma. That is one very important thing that you need to know. Because there are three types of Buddha: Samma Sambuddha, Pacceka Buddha, and Shravaka Buddha. So this Shravaka Buddha is Shravaka, is when you listen, you become a Shravaka. Unless someone wants to become a Samma Sambuddha or Pacceka Buddha, the other Buddha that's left is Shravaka Buddha, which you need to comprehend Dhamma by listening to Dhamma. That is why when we recite Supatipanno, we say Supatipanno Bhagavato Shravaka Sangho, Chupatipanno Bhagavato Shravaka Sangho, Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Shravaka Sangha. It is Shravaka Sangha. So that is how you become a Sothapanna. And now you know what the Satara Sotapatti Anga are, the four factors that you need to fulfill in order to become a Sothapanna, and the understanding that you need to get, or the understanding you get when you become a Sothapanna. So listen to Dhamma, and while you're listening, make sure you're focused on the Dhamma. Make sure you're not concentrating on anything else but Dhamma at the time, so that the Pancha Nivana would be inactive, and then your focus will be fully on Dhamma. And at one stage you will understand everything I listened to before was different from this. This is what I was looking for. This is the real Dhamma, and it applies to anywhere. There is no doubt. Then you will get rid of the doubts, the main doubts. You will have questions. Having questions and having doubts are two different things. You won't doubt about Buddhism anymore once you understand Dhamma properly, and then that is when you become a real Buddhist. Until then, you're just following Buddhism as a religion, but you haven't understood, you haven't comprehended the Dhamma properly. So this is how you become a Sothapanna, and this is how you become a real Buddhist. Theruvan Saranai.
you.